trying to.
People, how y'all doing out there, people? It's the world's greatest Gas Mask Tribe TV podcast where we filter out that bull. You're with the greatest, of course. It's your boy Biz with Ms.Cat. Yeah, we're back in here, people. How you been, Ms.Cat?
I'm making it.
You making it?
Yeah, you can't complain when you're making it.
You nice. Sound like one of the elders. I'm making it, baby. I'm just. The Lord been good to me, honey, child.
No, the big one is you'll understand it better by and by.
You understand it by and by. I be like, if you don't get that slave talk about it here. Damn.
That's what was hard to see. Was it his fault?
Was it his fault?
Well, I mean, because you couldn't tell that he drive into traffic and wasn't looking both ways, or someone hit him.
That was very innocent of you. Well, who was driving? I think it was the guy that was driving, Ms.Cat.
Yeah, it was hard to see the impact. You hear it, but then when the camera came on, he was already flipped over, so you couldn't see like who, did the do. I've been in a situation like that before, so.
Tried? Really?
Yeah, I just bought my Tesla.
Were you doing this?
I did freak out when the girl was like, she didn't have any insurance. And for anybody who has a Tesla, yeah, it's very expensive to insure those cars. Her boyfriend ended up paying for everything cash because he didn't want it to be on her, I guess, credit or whatever.
I had that nigga in church like. Yeah, I would have went to jail for that one. I just went to jail. Fuck it. You know what?
I didn't feel bad. I just feel bad though, or mad when someone's like crying their eyes out and they admit that they're wrong. You know what I mean? You can't. What are you gonna do? Go off on somebody who's already like down? Now, if the person would have got out the car, like, what happened? What'd you do? That's when you gotta like go to the other side and flip.
To all of the bus drivers, the UPS drivers, I would date you in a hot Mississippi minute.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver.
Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that Black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy.
But here's the thing, though. It's okay for her to have that, that choice. Like, she wasn't degrading anyone. She was just saying that wasn't for her. I don't think I would have said the way she's saying it, but you can have what you like, and that's fine. And she looks beautiful for 40.
The likelihood.
She is pretty. Don't even try it.
She recreational use, you know what I mean?
Ho, brother. Whoa. Now, you got too much dip on your chip, huh?
Nobody about to deal with that, man. Ain't nobody about to deal with that aggressive ass shit all damn day.
There's a
I
whole
mean?
bunch of dudes probably hitting her up.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they probably hitting her up for recreational use. She look the whole video.
A lot of guys are looking at her like she's wifey material. Don't even get it twisted.
Hey, check this out.
Cap.
Check this out. Look, check this out. There's a gang of niggas hitting her up because coochie is coochie, right? They'll deal with the yeah. You know what I mean? Just to get the cooter. But look, check this out. At the end of the day, who is willing to put a ring on that motherfucker? She's 48, ain't nobody put a ring on now, you know?
She might already be married. Why are you clowning?
There's nobody. She said she wouldn't. Okay, let me play the video back. They asked her. She asked, "Would you date a bus driver?"
And don't assume that she's single that she is not. This might be by choice. You know what I mean?
She said she haven't found a man that fits her criteria because she don't feel protected and they're outbeating man in wealth and whatever. So I got a rebuttal video to show about black women and wealth. Let's see how many bags black women get.
Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report card.
Oh, Miss Sabrina said, there's somebody for everybody. There's someone. You're right, there is. But it depends on what is that for. What are you that someone for? Because she could be the partner or recreational use. Like, research has now shown that black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, but lack of resources make their entrepreneurship challenging. Oh, wow. Here we go.
We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America.
This is one of the main ones that's used against black men. Let's level set the conversation. By comparison, 55% of majority black or African American owned businesses in 2020 had male owners, while 37% were owned by women and 8% had equal male-female ownership. The numbers are there. This is where black women get caught up. The ones that look at, we own more businesses. Black women represent 42% of women-owned businesses. 42% of women-owned businesses. 3 times their share of the female population. And 36% of all black-owned employer businesses. And black women entrepreneurs earn $24,000 average revenue. Only 3% of black women are running mature businesses. The black community is failing as a whole. You see here, way at the bottom on podcasts that are saying that women are out earning men. Let me show y'all the actual report from the Pew Research Center. Young women are out earning young men in several cities. So if you look at the headline, you're like, oh, wow, that's true. Let me show y'all something. In fact, in 22 of 250 U.S. metropolitan areas, women under the age of 30 earn the same as or more than their male counterparts, according to the new Pew Research Center Analysis Census Bureau data. Women are earning more money than men in 22 out of the 250 metropolitan cities. There are 170 metros where young women earn between 90 and 99% of what young men earn. Nearly half, 47% of young women working full-time year-round lived in these areas in 2019. In another 103 metros, young women earn between 80 and 89% of what men earn. These areas were home to 17% of young women who were employed full-time year-round in 2019. So again, let me just make sure I'm clear. They're talking about women under 30 earning more than young men in 22 of the 250 metropolitan areas. So gender wage gap among U.S. workers in the U.S. is the widest in the Midwestern metro area. So if you see here, the yellow is men. In every area, men earn more money than women.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of that has to do with systematic racism too. We can't leave that out. You know, there's a lot of men who are applying for,
This about racism?
Systematic racism, absolutely.
That
Because
has shit to do with racism.
I'll tell you, in
Statistic.
corporate America, a lot of black men who apply for positions aren't getting them. They'd rather give it to a woman who they don't feel threatened by than a
But
man.
that's not race. It has shit to do with racism.
Do you know what systematic racism is? That's exactly what that
No,
is. When a
not
black
a
man goes to
discrimination
interview,
of gender. That's not a discrimination of gender. That's a discrimination of race.
I said systematic racism.
Right, but
A
that
black
has.
man goes to apply for the same position as a white man, and he's twice as qualified. They'll more likely give it to the white guy because his brother knows the cousin of the CEO or whatever, and that leaves our black men not getting jobs and not making the money that they should be making.
Okay, so I'm not trying to debunk that, but that may be true in the past, but now
It's true now.
They would give that job to a black woman.
Well, yeah, if she applied, and that's still
It's called affirmative action.
That's what's hurting our black community, though, because if men aren't able to work and provide, and they're not being even given the opportunity to provide properly.
So was it okay for? So I'm not saying it wasn't okay, but was it the cool thing for women to join the workforce, though, in a sense?
Yeah, because men aren't able to do it by themselves nowadays. If the average house is $700,000-800,000,
No. Well, we're only not able to do it nowadays because of how the workforce have gotten. There's so many, now I can hire a woman over hiring a guy and pay her less because she's not going to take as many days on the job like a guy would. A guy works longer. He takes off way less days than a woman. You know what I mean? So as a business owner, it's like, if my job's not that intense, if I don't have an intense type of job, then it would be better for me to hire a woman because I don't have to deal with, I'm not paying out as much. You get what I mean?
Oh, no, I agree. That's because women are usually the persons taking care of the kids and stuff like that. So they have to take off. I get that. And here's the problem, though. It still boils down to it takes two incomes to provide, at least in California. How many people do you know can actually buy a house, have a car note, and only have one income? Very, very small percentage. You may be able to get a little condo, but a house, you're going to have two incomes. And if you don't have two incomes, you're living check to check, you can't even enjoy your life. So you ain't really doing no dating because your whole check is going toward.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Ms.Cat, all right? To go with old girl, right? If you're in a metropolitan city, like she said, and 22 of the 250 cities, metropolitan cities, women under 30 are making great wealth. What that tells you? OnlyFans. That tells you other type of jobs. I'm just saying there's just so many opportunities for women to really work. A man in his 20s is still building his wealth. By the time he gets in his 30s, he's kind of locked down some things. Men don't really, longer in that article that he was reading, there's a longer video, and it shows where men starts growing into their wealth around 45 to 60. So around 45 to 60 is where men start growing into his wealth. And around 45 to 50 is when the women start decreasing in wealth.
I was going to say, well, between 30 and 50 is your wealth making years. So if you are a man listening and you are between 30 and 50, this is the maximum you're probably ever going to make. So what I'm saying is, yes, you have to maximize. No one's hiring a 60-year-old dude to run a company unless you have 40 years of experience that someone else doesn't have.
Ms.Cat, I would hire a 60-year-old man before I would hire a 60-year-old woman. Period.
We're not talking about between man and woman. I'm talking about your wealth years. You're trying to hustle. You have the energy to travel and do all this kind of stuff. It ain't past 65. Sorry, that's not the case. It's between 30 and 60. I'm sorry, 30 and 50. That's your wealth building years.
Ms.Cat, can I tell you? Okay, we could say that in theory. We can say that in opinionated, right?
But we can say that in almost every industry. Look at the entertainment industry, the prime example.
Statistically proven. I'm not even going off what I think, because I would be right with you. Yeah, man should work on his growth while in his 20s and his 30s, right? That way, when he get in his 40s, he's used to his wealth. That's what I say. Where you're used to the wealth and you're used to being around that, so now you can accustomedly make things move better, right? But statistically proven, whether I may like it or not, it's proven that men over the age of 40 starts growing more wealth around 40 and 60. That's around that where they start growing really into their wealth, right? Because men start understanding investments, they understand how to make money move, they understand how to make their money work for them, and all sorts of other things. You know what I mean? So it just the things that we care about, it's not the things that women care about, right? When men start getting to that age, because we think about legacy, you know what I mean? We think, they're just other things that mostly men. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that people look at as bad. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that's actually making some things happen. But statistically proven. Now, if a woman don't want to meet a guy because he's a bus driver, right? That just kind of shows you what she really wants in life. That shows you who the woman is. He gotta own it.
I just think that if a woman meets a bus driver, if you say you find him attractive, right? You need to be asking a lot of questions before you just rule out, oh, he's a bus driver, because he could be doing that part-time. He could be looking to have his own transportation company. He just did that to get his licenses or whatever. You never know what the situation is. He may be in between jobs. Maybe his career was owning a construction company or something. And he just had to get something and to hold him over. You just never know the situation. So I would ask more questions before I tune anyone out of any opportunity.
Well, she blatantly, when she asked her, she blatantly stared at the camera and was like, and she asked, like, you hear me? Like, I'm talking to you, right? And she paused, like, if he owns the company, like, if he owns the bus, like, what?
I just think that she didn't think that. She maybe didn't think that all the way through, but most women, hopefully you guys are listening, you need to ask more questions.
You bailing her out. It's okay.
No, because I'm just saying she didn't think that through because she didn't think about the repercussions of how she may have came off, right? But she's entitled to her own levels of what's acceptable to her, right? Just like some men wouldn't date a waitress. They're like, I ain't dating no waitress. You know what I mean? Like some people are just like that.
But most men would. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yes.
I'm not gonna date no executive woman because she's too much to handle. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own biases. That's a bias, right? And everybody has their own bias instead of asking more questions to find out.
The reason why that's facts because a man don't want to have to deal with a headache of a woman trying to always like when you're dealing with a man don't want to deal with that. You just don't want to deal with the headache.
There's a lot of men who that's all they look for is executive type women. That's what's attractive to them.
Well, recreational use, Ms.Cat, you gotta understand. This shit.
No. Some guys look for that because they have goals. They're like, hey, I need to reach these certain goals, and the only way I can do that is with this type of chick. Like some men are just like that. They go out to look only for women who drives nice cars, who has education, who lives in a certain zip code.
You don't understand that men have a purpose, though. What is the purpose?
There's guys who will sit down and say, where do you live?
What is the purpose?
Where you live?
But what is the person of that woman being in his life?
To help him build whatever he's doing.
Exactly.
There's guys that sit down with you and say, have you ever owned your own business or what kind of businesses you own? And everybody's different.
No, but you're right. Like she should. No, you're right, Mr. Gibbons. You're right though. You could bring that up in a second. We could cipher that out. But you know what I mean? You're right. She should go for what he's into. So if she's like some executive and he's an executive, right? He's gonna mostly like, well, cool. We live in this area. I'm able to take care of most of the bills. I make more than you anyway, because you wanted me to make more than you. So I make more than you anyway. So you don't really need to work. Just stay home, take care of the kids, and blah. Own the company. Like most women are trying to be that chick, like a Kardashian. They trying to be a boss bitch. You know what I mean? But
look at what's happened to their lives. They all got with dudes who were druggies and
And
cheaters.
I guess that, well, okay, so okay, when we talk about like the cheating part, I thought about this, right? A man is going to only have, because I keep saying this so much, a man is going to only expose much as his options. Like, if his options, it says he has that thing, you know what I mean? He's only as much as his options, right? So a lot of times I look at, if a woman wants this attractive guy, this very attractive guy, he's going to be appealing to most women. And are you willing to let go a legacy? What was he watching? Who was watching the other day? The chick, 100 millionaire. He had lost 100 million. Was I watching that with you? Damn, it was this chick had lost. It was this chick that was with her husband. She got a divorce from him because he was emotionally cheating on her.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Come to find out, she puts a post out on Twitter. It gets him like scrutiny. He loses $100 million. Then he has other investors that was telling him, hey, you need to divorce her or we're going to pull our money out. And he lost more money. Because he didn't divorce her. He stayed with her. He stayed in the game. Right? Mind you, she wanted to do all this because he emotionally cheated on her. She was doing all of this crazy stuff. Well, come to find out, Ms.Cat, it was totally not even like that. Right? Totally even nothing like that. And she was telling the other women on the show, like, you guys, I was the same way. I was in my 20s. I was the independent woman. I didn't want to listen. Ain't no man go control me. I got all mine. I'm going to do what I do. And I've lost so much. I lost so much chasing something that wasn't even like, it's trippy as shit to see women talk like it'd be like, what the? It's like they were on drugs and they're like coming to their senses after a while, and then it's like, oh, I'm like, wow. But it's literally, what's good, Miss Gabby? It's really like, you know, it's really like that. Like, as if women, like feminism, have really influenced woman entitlement, not woman empowerment. That's the difference.
Okay.
See? You know what I mean?
No, disagree, but
hey, feminism has made Ebony K. Williams feel like she don't need a bus driver. She needs the nigga that owns the bus company.
yeah, but that's not, to me, I don't see that as feminism. I see feminism as, I don't need you to open my door. I want to make equal pay. I don't believe women should have to get pregnant and bear children.
I see why Biz be yelling now.
I don't need a man to fix my things at my house. I can do it myself. That's what I think about when I hear the word feminism. I shouldn't have to wear a skirt. Things like that.
You shouldn't have to wear a skirt.
Not wanting to date a bus driver doesn't seem like feminism to me. It just seems like somebody who has a different standard of what she looks for in a man.
Okay, cool. So, and that would make sense for a man to say, I would not date a woman who's quote unquote thinks that she can just move her wealth around and use her lifestyle as a way to, I don't fit her criteria, right? There was a story I wanted to pull up about JP Morgan talking to a 25-year-old. She wanted to meet a man that's making $500,000 and she wanted to live in a certain estate, right? Come to find out, JP Morgan set her straight, said, look, you're a depreciation. If I got with you, you're a depreciation. You're not an asset. You're going to depreciate over time. Your beauty is going to dissolve over time. You know what I mean? My money is going to keep growing. That's the difference. And I think it literally it's fucked up.
I don't understand why that wasn't a valuable piece of. This is how I saw that. Okay, that he didn't give her any value. That was a very arrogant statement because her looks have nothing to do with any of that.
What she was selling was beauty.
I know, but
in exchange for a lifestyle of wealth.
But my thing is, he said that she's a depreciating asset, right? His looks are also a depreciating asset. He's not going to look good in 20 years either. So that didn't make, to me, I'm just saying, if you're going to do a comparison, let's do an apples to apples comparison. We're talking about beauty, right? So her beauty won't be there in 30 years, and neither will his. So is he talking
but
about
his money will, though? That's the point. What are you adding? His whole point was like, what do you add more than your beauty?
Correct. And then that's a fair question for him to ask. Any man should be asking that. Like, you're beautiful. You are a beautiful woman outside. What else do you have to offer me? That's a great question.
Exactly.
Huh?
You know, I think she got exactly. You know,
I'm just saying if a man is really looking for a woman, that's a good question that he should be asking. A man who has money, he needs to be asking beautiful women that. What else can you offer me? Because your looks will fade, my looks will fade. What do we have to offer each other?
I think that's the part that you're looking at it wrong at. We're not like, a woman brings her looks in her womb, her you know what I mean?
Like, should be looking for more than that. You just said that a second ago. He asked her, well,
men are visual.
Okay, there's
like
at some point you have to face the fact that men need to look for something more than looks. Just like a woman needs to look for more than just money. That's just how you.
Okay, well, cool. Then you have to understand men are sexual beings.
So are women.
Not as much as men. You would rather have sex with one man, right?
Yeah, but women, as they get older, they're more sexually inclined with their body when men can't perform. Men can perform when they get older. Women can still perform, and they are more in tune with their sexual bodies. That's just a known fact. That's why they have Viagra. It wasn't created for women. I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Which means nobody can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said you gotta fix it. I'm getting that filter, not it. I ain't got no filter.
What did they say? They said, "Cat, you got to speak up for Biz." I don't need to speak up for Biz. He knows how to speak up for himself.
I ain't got no filter on my shit. I think I got to just turn my light on. Yeah, I'm grabbing my other light. But the whole point I'm saying is, what he said, I filter. I ain't got no fucking filter. It's just my camp. It's just dark. You know what I mean? I gotta turn my show light on. But I get you. You know what I mean? I just know that a man looks at it. You would rather have sex with one man, but man would like to spread his seed. That's
not true, Biz. That's what you want. Most men do not.
Okay, so you think men are built monogamously?
No, I just don't think that most men are like, oh yeah, I want to sleep with everybody. Most men don't think like that.
Right. You're right. But if you gave the dude the option, he would. If you gave the woman the option, she would not. That's the difference. I'm just telling you facts.
I don't know. I guess I don't know men like that, because most men I know, they're like, I want somebody in my life. I want to settle down and have a good life. Like, I don't know guys who are like, no, I want to conquer the world. Like, I don't know people like that. That's just going around thinking that that's the life. After a certain point in your life, you get to be like, you know what? I want a normal, peaceful, stress-free life.
Right. Men are like that. And I think women project what they want in a man onto men, and when they don't get what they see, it's like that's not the right man. And it's like that's because it doesn't exist. The guy that he doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And I think that's fucked up, But
I think that women do try to create a man that she doesn't have.
Exactly.
But that's also because she didn't ask the right questions before she got with him, and she was so smitten by maybe his money or his looks that she forgot to ask like the most important things. You know, if I get sick tomorrow, you gonna be there for me, or you gonna be running the streets with somebody else. You know, if you were poor and you lost everything, what's the most important thing to you? Those are the key questions you're asking people that have money. What's the most important to them besides their money? And if they can't answer those type of questions, run and run fast, Forrest.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, yeah.
Hey, like I said, fellas, at the end of the day, sometimes women don't want to accept the truth. He said, nah, it's law of attraction. It starts with the self. I'm telling you.
That's true.
I'm telling you. You know what I mean? You're only going to get what you attract. And if she wants a man like that, I think she deserves a man like that. Who about to get into the after hours where I get my life is? Let's get some of these comments right quick. You want to go for him, Ms.Cat?
It says, if you ain't spit and you keep attracting ain't spit people, then you have to look in the mirror. Sometimes true, sometimes not. You know, sometimes people are just, I mean, I agree with you. Like, you do need to look in the mirror, but after looking in the mirror, you just need to do a better assessment of asking questions before you get serious with anyone. That's just it. We've all made those mistakes where we just look at someone and we're like, oh, he's hot or she's good looking. Let me just go for it, instead of really asking the questions that lead to long-term relationships. Really realize, like, hey, what you want out of your life and what you have a vision for your life. It's easier to attract the person that you want because you're focused on whatever your vision is. And that's, I think a lot of men need to have a vision and a plan. And once they have a vision and a plan, they won't date anyone that falls out, out of line with whatever that is. But when you don't have a vision, you don't have a plan, how are you going to find the right woman to help fulfill that?
Thank y'all so much for tuning in, people. It's definitely been great. To my girl Ebony K. Williams, you tripping like a motherfucker. You're a bunch of, honestly, we in the after hour, so I really don't care now. We got the other show. Check this out, people. I saw her Breakfast Club interview. She's fucking cap. She's a fucking word salad. She's a big ass word salad.
What is a word salad?
When people say a bunch of fucking words that they're trying to convey on some intellectual shit, and it really just a bunch of bullshit, right? It has nothing to do with the actual topic of what she's talking about. Then she starts framing the conversation as if she's talking about black entrepreneurship, and it has shit to do. Their conversation was dealing with masculinity and femininity. It has shit to do with black economy or black entrepreneurship or black businesses. It had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And she spin the narrative to say, oh no, I was talking about how black people don't own anything. We don't own anything. And it was like, oh, that was cute. That was a cute spin-off. But it has shit to do. That's not talking about what you're dating. You know what I mean? The question was, would you date a bus driver? And she looked at her with this fucking, how dare you ask me, bitch, you know I won't do no shit like that. How dare I? Right? That's the way her look was. And then turn around and be like, oh, yes. Oh, well, if he owns it. And it's like nothing wrong with that, right? Nobody's saying nothing wrong with that. But just don't hide the fact. I have a problem when she spin the narrative. That's where I have a problem at. Is where she spin the narrative to make it as if she's talking about black economy or black entrepreneurship or black businesses. But your conversation wasn't about black companies or black businesses. It was about masculinity and femininity, and would you date a bus driver?
I mean, I agree. But
so that's my spiel.
I agree with you, but at the end of the day, there is something. No, I'm just saying there is something to be said with what people desire and don't desire. Like black dudes be doing the same thing. I ain't gonna be with nobody who this and this. I ain't gonna be with no girl who got 3 kids. And everybody has their own standards. Instead of asking the woman more questions, maybe her baby daddy died of cancer. He was 25, and that's why she's got 3 kids by herself. Is she a bad person because of that? No, you didn't even get to know her situation.
You're right, and I ain't gonna know it because she ain't gonna get to know mine if she see the first thing on me. Like if I don't match the criteria of what she likes, she not gonna give me the time of the day. You know that. So how would the fuck I even know what bitches like if she don't give me time of the day? You get what I mean? Like that just makes totally sense. Oh no, he's a bus driver. I'm not gonna take him serious. I'll just use him for recreational use. Now that nigga ain't gonna give a fuck. Cause niggas out here ain't fucking like that. That's where y'all like. That's where everything gets twisted. Like you cool. The bus driver ain't got a problem fucking. Shit. If you trying to take it long, he'll go all day. He ain't getting it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in her lane, right, in her status, they getting pussy like that. It's a different. That's why she can't trust a lot of them, cause they getting bossy. Them niggas getting bossy.
You are cracking yourself up.
I'm just speaking facts. Like you know, it's facts, Ms.Cat.
No, I don't.
I've been teaching the disciples all week. It's nice to actually take a break and have a little fun. Mm-hmm. Cannonball!
Ms.Cat didn't get that. She didn't get that. You didn't get
Why
it,
didn't
Ms.Cat?
he go under the water?
And don't, because Jesus walked on water.
I've been teaching the disciples all week. It's nice to actually take a break and have a little fun. Mm-hmm. Cannonball!
I don't even know how they got that to look like that.
It's Jesus.
Funny as
It's
fuck.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? They put up like a plastic thing in the pool.
Ain't no swimming for big bro.
Ain't no swimming for Jesus. You know it ain't no.
Big
He said, ain't no swimming for Jesus.
Ain't no swimming for big bro.
That's how y'all do it in the church. Ain't no swimming for Jesus. Jesus.
I don't know how that got in the playlist for tonight, but whatever.
I played that. I kept that for you. I was like, yeah, she gonna love this. That's for Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first. I'm like, huh?
Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Hit that like button. We in the after hours, people. We're talking about Ebony K. Williams and her bus driver incident. And I did want to chop it up about, you know what I mean? I didn't know if Ms.Cat wanted to, you know what I mean? Because I know she don't like playing in controversial topic, but you know me, I'll put some controversial shit out there big time, you know what I mean? But you know, the whole Miss Ebony K thing, I know you kind of have your views on that. Hit the like button, people. I see y'all tuning in. Hit the like button. Do you think she was okay with that on the verdict? Because I think she's a bunch of fuckery, but then you know what I mean, don't get me what I was wrong.
No, I'm just like, don't listen to him.
Why?
I'm just saying, because the girl got her own issues.
Of course she got issues. She got mental issues too.
No, I'm just saying, like, not issues like bad. Like, I'm just saying she has her own issues she wants to work through, like her own things that she doesn't want to deal with. Or I don't know. Jay ain't saying nothing. Why don't you chime in? Do you think she was wrong for saying that she doesn't want to date a bus driver? Is that so wrong?
If she like it, I love it.
He's like, so doesn't care.
If in real life I don't, but if that's what she like, if that's her preference, then hey, she gonna keep finding whatever she's looking for. She's gonna keep being on the hunt for it.
Or she may get to it quicker because she actually has a plan.
Yeah, them niggas running. Them niggas is like, pew. She just advertised who she was. Them niggas is like, pew.
Of course, it's still gonna be niggas trying it.
Correct.
Yeah, recreational use.
Because guess why? She's exactly what y'all said, pretty.
Recreational use.
I'll look for that. Like you said, you guys are visuals.
Recreational use. You either get one or the other. You either get wifey type or recreational use.
And then it kind of can get tricky in real life though, because she can be acting like that on the Maria gang.
Maria.
She can be acting like that for the camera and really be, you feel me, in real life.
Not even about that in real life.
On my mama. So that just like how
I
you
like
said
what
earlier,
Ninja watch.
you gotta, you feel me? You gotta
Hi, Maria.
you gotta learn that person. You like you were saying earlier, Ms.Cat, you gotta get to know that person who you trying to deal with.
I mean, do you ask questions, Jay, when you date somebody, when you meet someone for the first time?
Hell yeah. What? I'm about to drill you. What you mean?
Well, are you drilling for purpose though, or are you just drilling them? Like, meaning, I'm saying, like, do you have a purpose and a plan for your life, and you're trying to find out if she fits into that, or are you drilling her just to see who she is?
Both. It's a little bit of both. Because if you finna be in my world, I'm finna make sure you A1 solid all the way around. Just period. You ain't just finna be here for the ride, and then I'm not finna be in your life just for the ride. So if we ain't growing on any type of motherfucking relationship, then it's for the birds. We in the after hours. Tone, what's up, loco? But you feel me? Like, fucking is to be, excuse my language, but fucking is to be fucking. That's boring as fuck. Like, that's weird. Like, that's boring.
It's boring now, or it was boring from the very beginning? Because I mean, some men, they grow out of certain things and realize, like, oh, what I'm doing or what I was doing wasn't really the business.
Hold on, Ms.Cat. You ain't finna get my personal business on internet.
No, I am just asking. No, because this will help other men to realize, like, at some point in your life, you have to
grow the fuck up. In some point in your life, you gotta grow the fuck up. Period. That's just
born. Period. Is exactly what it is in itself. It's just fucking. God damn it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Why would you guys be upset if a woman knows what she wants and she says, "Hey, I don't want to deal with XYZ type of guy"? Is that a bad thing?
Hell no. In my eyes, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Well, business.
Hell no. If that, like I said, she like what she like. That's just that.
Yeah. And then it's about knowing, like, the right things that to want. You could say, like, oh, is she wrong for one this and this and that? Nah, it's not that she wrong for that. It's just the type of shit they choose to want.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, what do they choose to want that's messed up?
Like, I mean, what you, if I'm not mistaken, what you mean is, what you talking about is like the independency shit, like the need to do it on their own, or the want to do it all on their own and be like, oh, I don't need no man, or I don't, because that's if you saying it with Biz, because I know that's how he be, that's how he feel or whatever. But me personally, I think it's a wrong, like, way of a wrong way that they was taught. You get what I'm saying? To feel like that, like all they need is the independency, because it's not in the long run. Like, once you get to a certain point in your life, something gonna be missing. You ain't gonna really be happy, because you gonna be lonely at the end. At the end of the day, you're gonna be lonely and by yourself and shit. Then all of a sudden, guess what you gonna want? That companion that you thought you didn't need from the get-go.
That P now. But
here's the thing. Men and women need to know that, right? Because
yeah, but I mean, yeah, men and women do, but I mean, come on, like 9 times out of 10, that'd be a man with money can still pay for it. A woman with money, I don't know.
A woman with money can still pay for it too. But why do you want to pay for it?
A man with money can pay for it. A woman with money, I don't know.
What's he talking about? Anybody with woman, no matter what sex you are, can pay for whatever they need. There's male escorts all over the place. So the key is, you shouldn't want to pay for it. You just want to be with somebody, right? I mean, good Lord. Why is it about the money? I mean,
It's always about the money. You want me to make more than you anyway. You don't want to make much as I am. You don't want me to make much as you. You want me to make more than you. You want to be paying all the bills for the rest of your life, right? You want to come in a relationship. You want me to pay the majority of the bills, right?
I mean, that's what the man is measured off of 9 times out of 10 off what they could do for you, right?
Right.
I think you guys are. I don't know what women you guys are dating, but y'all need to really go outside of your circle to see like what's going on, because boss chicks ain't like looking for dudes to pay their bills per se, because most of them can't, but they are looking for someone to help them to get to where they need to get to and to have companionship. Like a woman is a little different.
So then it wouldn't matter to you to have a man that's not making as much as you then.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're dealing with a woman who's a welfare chick, she's looking for somebody to pay her bills and all that. If you're looking for a woman who's middle class, she's looking for.
I'm asking. Wait.
Damn, Ms.Cat.
I was asking you a general.
A woman who's wealthy, she is not going to be like, oh my God, I need somebody who pays more than me and makes more. Because 9 times out of 10, if she's not a gold digger type chick, that may not be her reality. At some point, a woman has to realize that, like, hey, I may not meet a millionaire, I may not meet, but can I get with somebody who's going to compliment me well?
Hey, I've been looking for a sugar mama, man.
I mean, just like what's her name? What's that singer? She married a guy. He wasn't no millionaire or nothing like that, but he was smart enough to manage his career. So she took that and said, "Okay, let me get with him. He's a good manager, so he can be a manager." And she helped make him who he was. Not a good story at the end because he cheated on her and did all the other stuff. But that's an example of a woman who got with someone not on her level. Brought him up to her level.
Why would you want to pay it all, Ms.Cat?
No, I'm not saying you want to, but look at their relationship lasted for a long time. Had he not screwed up, everybody would have been like, oh, okay, they got a solid situation going on.
I'm asking you a question. Why would you want to pay it?
Why would I want to what?
Pay all the bills. Why would you want to pay it all for the rest of your life? You give it a guy. You would like to give it a guy that's making more, right?
I don't look at that.
Oh my God.
I don't. I mean, once you get to a certain stage in your life.
It's about the vibe, huh?
No, I'm just saying once you get to a certain stage of your life when you've accomplished all the things you kind of wanted to accomplish, you look for different things. Like a woman who's 40 isn't looking for the same thing a woman who's 20 is looking for. It's a totally different thing.
So, okay, cool. What would it be? You looking for a man with ownership?
Ownership of what? A house, car, job?
Sure. Whatever you want it to be. Are you looking for a man with ownership? We could use all the other semantics or whatever, but are you looking for a man with ownership?
We already talked about this. Most women want a man who...
It's yes or no.
Because every woman wants a solid everything, but that's not reality. You're not going to get 100% of everything you want. Yeah, you're not.
What are your desires? What are your desires?
My desires. All right, we talked about this last Monday. Y'all wasn't watching?
I'm just saying, if I would expect a woman to want to be taken care of, right? And
it would be nice, but that's not reality.
If a man doesn't have it, it would be great that the woman understand who the man is intuitively and be able to work with the man to assess and help him to make things bigger for the family and the wealth. That's really being a helpmate, right? Now, women like, I ain't giving up a goddamn thing. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
You said a woman wants somebody who is there to help her, take care of her, right? There's many ways you can take care of a woman.
Exchange for an exchange. It's an
exchange. That money can't buy.
It's an exchange for an exchange. I put my life down on the line for you. You become my helpmate. You're under my protection. You know what I mean? Like it's an exchange for an exchange, right?
Mm.
So I would love to give you the traditional shit, but if I ain't receiving the traditional shit, it's like fuck all that.
I
I'ma
mean,
handle it.
every woman ideally wants a man to take care of her, take care of everything, right? But that's not a reality these days.
No, it can be a reality. See, that's the deal. You talking about California. California, of course, the living here, the pricing here, 400K, then cool, you living great here. You living okay, right? Anything 100K in Cali ain't shit. I don't give a fuck what people talk about. Oh man, 100K in Cali ain't straight unless you own a business and you putting money into other places because you go get that high ass tax. Like that shit
And
is
that's
fucked.
why a lot of dudes be getting with women so that they can actually make it happen. Because if you
No,
make
I-
100,000, you make 100,000, I'm making 200,000.
Do you understand right now that's happening like 70% of marriages? Eva, the model Eva just divorced her husband, right? And this
Why?
nigga wiped her up with a baby and took her
But
on,
why?
and she's taking half of this nigga's wealth.
Wait, why did they get divorced?
She was a rat. She used to be a rat. Oh
Come on,
shit.
bro. Right. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Why
Thank
did
you,
they
bro.
get divorced?
Thank you, bro.
It was
Thank you. They say niggas ain't out here. Hey. They say niggas ain't out here taking them. They say niggas ain't out here taking them smooth.
Oh,
Please,
yeah,
it's
bro.
a gang of simps out here ready for that ass. Y'all just fucking them over.
Yeah, she,
Y'all ain't answering the question. Why did she get divorced?
we went to Washington High School together. Well, she older than me.
Take
But
half of everything.
So y'all don't know why. I mean, maybe she found out he was gay.
She know that goddamn much. She taking half everything that she didn't come in that motherfucker with.
Wasn't she doing better than he was?
Come on.
I don't know. I thought he was an attorney or something.
With or without a man, but would love to have a man to building it up. Right? You can't. I don't give a fuck. But anybody say a woman do not want to die without a companion or
A
somebody to
man
grow
don't
up.
want to die without a companion either.
A lot of men do. They try to bring these statistics up.
Don't get it twisted. We not saying that it's not okay to be able to do it without. That's not what we saying.
But
but
you can see it in most
it could
men.
be so much easier.
But if
It could be so simple.
it would be so much simpler if women
so
understand.
simple.
If women understand, like, hey, we can all just get along. Just let us do our thing, and you gonna get taken care of. You know what I mean?
The problem is
We
that
gonna love that one. We gonna love that one. But we just want to get a little nick. You know what I mean?
You talking about we gonna do our thing and you gonna be okay, and that's not always the facts because guys be doing their own thing and they don't be taking care of their women.
Who said all that?
He did because he said he gonna do his thing and we'll be all right.
Hey, whether you like it or not, if Brian McKnight came to you, want to break that back in, yeah, and did it is, yeah, but I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? It's a different kind.
Brian McKnight is married.
I know he is. I bet he is. You know what I mean? But she ain't gonna let go of the legacy because he got some pussy on the side. That's the difference.
She would if he had 4 babies.
Huh?
Outside of her.
4. Try 12.
The point is, did she leave? Do you think LeBron's wife is going to leave him because he got some pussy on the side?
She would if he had a whole bunch of babies on the side.
You think so?
I know so, because that's a whole nother situation when you got kids, you having a family with somebody else. That ain't no just side. That's somebody you in a relationship with.
Tell that to Nick Cannon.
Well, Nick Cannon's not married to anybody. That's different. He's not married. He was still married to Mariah Carey, and he was having all these kids by somebody else. She would also divorce him.
Females ain't giving a damn.
Huh?
There's females there. If the guy is high value enough and he has the wealth, he could be able to solidify multiple things. And the
Oh my
woman
gosh, did you see what they said about Gabrielle said Brian McKnight?
Okay. I'm not saying that it's okay, but you see that a woman would love to be taken care of more than and take care of, you know what I mean? More than putting her
Who
fucking.
knows? I want to be taken care of. I wish I could just stop working tonight and be like, you know what? I'm done clocking out. But that's not reality.
We back.
Huh?
I said we back.
I know. I know.
That's reality though, not in this day and age.
I know.
I put my best buck on it.
I get it. I understand.
Women are built to be men.
I'm with you. I understand totally what you mean.
Gabby said Brian McKnight is an ass to his kids.
Yeah, I read that, didn't y'all? Y'all, nobody said anything. I was just like, ooh.
He's an ass to his kids.
How so? I don't know, but what do he do?
Yeah, so I'm like, can you please expand on that? Because that's not good.
Let me know.
I didn't know. I just know that. I just know that whether we know it or not, men of value are able to get more. So I can understand why women would want that. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a person that don't say, like, if I was a woman, like, honestly, if I was a woman, I'll deal with a high value nigga. I'd just be like, look, don't bring me anything weird. Keep all the extra shit out there. You know what I mean? And blase, just wrap it up. And
Biz, please. How many men that you say, just keep your business out there, ain't gonna bring you something back, and gonna wrap it up? What's the point of doing it with somebody else if you wrap it up?
Half the niggas you get that card to, they ain't taking it because they gonna be like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just like they ain't taking it because you gonna be able to keep them balls empty and that stomach full. So I'm saying, like, even if you gave them the option, they ain't taking it because not that they ain't taking it, it's just gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like, why should I? Because even if she's okay, you know what I mean? It's not because they got it. I'm telling you, like, you know.
He just threw the mic down. He was like, clunk.
Because a lot of dudes don't have the guts to. That's what I'm telling you. A lot of dudes don't have the guts to do something like that.
Is it the guts, or they just don't have? They have a moral aptitude to do right.
No, the more stories that you guys hear are the 1% of niggas that's doing it. That's the high value ones and the ones that got that that type of move and swag to do that. And then those stories get out and take over the masses, and women like, oh man, the dogs. When half the dudes ain't even filing for divorce. Or
of course a man ain't gonna file for divorce because he has. I mean, usually the woman ain't done nothing to him. He's the one that's doing all the dirt.
Look, out of 100 men, there's 26 cheating. Out of 100 women, there's 24 cheating. So come on. So when we talk about
you trying to tell me that a man will stay with a woman who has a whole full-blown relationship with another man, he's just gonna stay with her?
No, that's moving the conversation. I'm just telling you that when it comes to the whole cheating part, a lot of men aren't like in that face of cheating like that. Even if you gave them the card, I'm being straight up. Half the dudes wouldn't even take it because that's a lot of guts, you know what I mean? Like to do some shit like that. A lot of niggas don't really have the guts for that. Women cheating like that. And you have to understand that a dude who's been around females like that have had that attraction, and he kind of know what it's like to maneuver himself. You know what I mean? They call them womanizers or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But the average guy, he ain't moving like that. He's happy to have a girlfriend to damn near close to claim his wife. Like, I mean, the average dude.
I guess. I think no matter the average dude who's insecure will definitely cheat because they're insecure.
Nah. You must be doing something to make him insecure. You got to be doing something to make that motherfucker insecure. He ain't gonna just be insecure all of a sudden. A nigga is logical. You know what I mean? So he ain't gonna just start being, you know what I mean? Someone have to warn him to be that way. You know what I mean? Like, and if you respect him and you're into him, That's why I said a man should get with a woman that's into him more than he's into her. That's why I said. If she's into you more than you're into her, she'll always be there with you. She'll always be into what you're doing, and that'll keep you moving. That'll keep, you know what I mean? That's why.
Well, I can tell you what you just said is completely the opposite of what the Word of God says. But I'm just saying, for all you Christian people, it says the man is supposed to love his wife as Christ loves the church, and she's
And how
just
did Christ love?
hold on.
And how did Christ love the church?
Hold on. And she is supposed to honor and respect him. So that would mean he's supposed to be into her way more than she is into him.
Hold on. Wait. Before anybody say anything, let's check this out. Ms.Cat, what did he do for the church? What did he do for the church?
Everything.
Huh?
Everything. What are you talking about?
What is everything?
He loves the church. He loved the church.
How?
He died for the church. So that's how much a man's supposed to love you.
Okay.
Didn't he die for the people and not for the church? Because he destroyed temples.
Check.
Okay. No. Jesus died for all of us. So that's how he loved us. Our body is our temple.
Okay.
So
that's
a man is supposed to love you that much.
Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that. Okay. What I'm trying to tell you is that that's number one. Men die for women every fucking day. We see it happen.
But you said the woman's supposed to be more into him.
But love is an action, which means it's a doing. It's something we do. Provision, provide. Protect.
Care for.
You know what I mean? All those things, right? That's what they meant. That's a masculine trait, right? That's love. That's how we show love, and how you show love is honoring and respect, loyalty, right? So when you look at those things, let her be into you more. He's like, fellas, let her be into you more. Because that's what you're gonna see. Loyalty, respect, honor. You're gonna see all of that. Because she's gonna be showing that. So if she's in, that's how you know if she's into you. He's gonna do everything in his power to make sure she's taken care of. That's love. He's going to put his life down.
To have for a woman, and in return, she respects him and honors him. But if he don't love her, she can't. Ain't no way in the world she should be respecting him and honoring him.
Right, but you go back to love is to do what, Ms.Cat?
Huh?
To love is to do what? Is to do what? To show your love. That's how we show love. We show our love. Just telling you don't mean anything. I want you to hear. I want you to tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. It's like, well, shit, I've been showing you I love you this whole time, taking care of you, protecting you. That's showing. That's our love. That's how men show love, right? So those are the things I'm saying. Like, if you're getting that, he's going to show you off back, right? And then it's going to go
with that. I was just trying to make sure you wouldn't teach men into them more than they're into her, because that's not right.
Right, but how would you know she have loyalty and respect unless she shows it, right? And that's when a man knows that she's into. So having respect and having loyalty, or seeing that's knowing everything about him. That's understanding who he is. You respect his life. You respect what he does, his lifestyle. You're into him. You know what I mean. You're his helpmate in the sense. Those are the things I'm saying. It's like that's how a man is. Yeah, it may not be peaches and cream, or it may be more playing chess, but this is how people should think of it. Like it's literally simple as that. I'm gonna show you.
Very simple. It is very simple. And so when you hear people saying, "Oh, all these women are getting divorced,"
but he better not be a bus driver.
Oh God, no! Just when you hear all these people, when you keep saying all these women are filing for divorce and all that stuff, the main question that should be asked of her is: was he protecting? Was he providing? Was he loving her? And 9 times out of 10, a lot of those women are saying no. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, because you have all that stuff and he's doing all that. Why in the world would she leave that?
Right. But I would tell you this. You're right. But when we look at providing nowadays, and you live in California, you live in a metropolitan city, right? You have to understand that the value of living, the inflation, things have gone so skyrocket that it takes a two-parent. So even if the average man is working, right? I showed you earlier that the video showed that men is averaging out women every fucking all around the country. So it ain't like women are making more money, man. It's just that the average man, that what he makes is not enough for the average woman, because she's making more money on the side with fucking Instagram fucking posters and shit like that, or OnlyFans, or you know what I mean. And it showed you that women that were under 25, we talking, that lady is 40, and she's coming from a point of being a woman of value as far as education level and things like that. But she spent her whole time in school, so she missed all that time to really get to know someone, to like really build something with. And that's when it really mattered the most. She's 40, and I don't know if she got kids or whatever, but goddamn, you know what I mean? It's gonna be for her to break down that wall. You know what I mean? To like really let a man like love her. It would. It takes 3 seconds to really know. You know what I mean? To know if you really want to deal with a person, right? You know, I think it's some psychological matter like that. When you meet a person, it's like 3 seconds. You know if they're attractive or not, or some shit like that. And I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I pray that she kind of bring their walls down or whatever, and kind of like relax with the whole like, the average man ain't worthy enough for me because he doesn't own anything. Instead of being like, well, let me find what he's into and let me like what he's into. And if I like what he's into, then maybe I can help influence that and bring that on a bigger level. Right? But it's all based off of attraction at first time meeting. You just already knocked a half a man. Instead of having an open-minded, you just killed off half the men now.
Well, half the men aren't bus drivers. You know, I think we a little bit too aggressive there, but
even if she was, however she wanted to frame it, when she made it about Black entrepreneurship, that didn't make sense to me. That's a whole nother topic, right? That just made like, well, you talking about a whole nother topic, bitch. Like, yeah, ain't got shit to do with dating, relationship, right? And she just discredited like those guys, and that's something I was like, okay, I get it. Mediocre. You want to call it mediocre or whatever. But those guys are, instead of helping that guy as far as building, she don't like him. She's basing it off of value. She's basing it off of income. Right? She get with the guy that man, this shit could go days, because she'll get with the nigga who is making the type of wealth, and that nigga beating the shit out of her. You know what I mean? It's like, you got what you wanted. Oh, you didn't get the other part because he don't fucking exist.
This is love, honor, and obey.
Oh, barely at home. He barely at home. You know what I mean? He always working. Like, how you gonna want a man like that, but he's working just as much as you? Y'all don't have the time to, like, you know what I mean? To build that type of wealth, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time and money and things like that. You know, Ms.Cat. You know what I mean? You ain't no small fish. You know what's up.
Well, that's why you have to be objective when you're talking about, you know, the matters of the heart. Because it ain't about money at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're rich or not. Ain't none of us take not one dime with us.
Right.
Hey,
I was in the audience too, like, go on, brother.
I told you he was gonna warm up on you.
You said brother. I thought they said that was your man.
Right. She said exactly. I guess she was talking to me when I said the last thing I said.
Look,
I guess she was saying exactly that.
I don't mean to be triggering. I don't mean to be so triggering sometimes, right? I know I could be triggering. It's like, whatever, Biz, right? But it's only hard facts, like whether I like it or not. And a lot of this shit I say, I don't like it. I'm just more
willing.
It's
not hard facts. It's your opinions.
It's not an opinion. If you look at it from major scales if the Bible is what you want to depict it, if you look at the nature of men and women, period, man is literally operated. If you want a man on love, he's going to show it. That's like the thing. Like, he's going to give you his last name. He's going to show that you want to take it to the next level. Like, he's going to show it. And
So
I
if
would
a
say
man don't show he
him,
loves you, you're saying the woman
like,
should
you would
really-
have to be into, like, see that you're into him more than the aspects of, because coochie is coochie. Like, I don't
But
understand.
what
Like,
you're forgetting is a lot of women are very into guys and they be dogging them.
It is your opinion, guy.
huh? What you said, Ms.Cat?
I said there's a lot of women that are like really into their dudes. Like they'll do anything for them and them dudes be dogging them. You see
Yeah,
it?
there is a lot of submissive women that end up getting played like that because they're into the guy. Unfortunately, guys fuck it up for submissive females, you know? And then when they switch and they start acting more hard, then they're upset because females are not submissive no more.
Thank you.
Right. And then as soon as that happened, then females are understanding that they're dying alone. And that's the part that, like, because those guys end up getting older and then they learn and they get with other females and they have families with, and then those females who are not submissive now have moved. You know what I mean? It's like, instead of understanding who the guy is and looking at his resume, you take it off. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of females take it off for attraction. And you got to be born that way. I don't give a fuck when anybody. People can say that, but it's how you born. Like, I would never change who the person I am just because of a female trip, right? That just means I'm not solid. You know what I mean? That means you swim with society. Like, you got it. Like,
All
if you
of
got
us
values
to change because as we go through life,
what about, man, check this out. It's we can talk about change
women dog men and men do women.
better to make yourself better, than yeah. But I literally have been that dude who maybe have, like, you know me, learn from situations, or a chick maybe done some things wrong in a relationship. I'm not gonna take that experience and be like, well, I'm gonna use that in my next relationship. I ain't gonna, because she might not be that. That might be a whole different type of person, and I'm gonna take this over there. That's baggage. And then you start coming in with the same results because the guy you may meet may be the actual guy, but you like, I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? So you see how you knock yourself from past situations, and sometimes you gotta say, well, that's just that person. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what me and my home were just. That was what something that me and my homegirl were talking about today. I was telling her, I'm like, honestly, more females and males need to stop judging the new person that they're dating for past experiences, because that ends up messing up the new relationship, because we're still assuming that everyone's going to be doing the same shit that the last one did.
And they, you know what I mean? Like, who's this? A lot of times, and then I may say, like, we can attract a certain, like, I know I attract a certain type of person, right? But we choose to deal with them. Like, you know what I mean?
Who's a certain type that you attract? Let's talk about that, because we all need to hear this.
Headstrong, very opinionated type of people, right? Let's just put it that way, right? So I have to be able to like filter that shit out, because I understand where it comes from. You know what I mean? Like, I may not have a lot of sympathy, but I have a lot of empathy, right? I can understand a person's culture, or I can understand where a person's coming from. Now, being sensitive to a lot of that shit, I'm sorry. I'm just, you know what I mean? I just come from streets. I gotta be like, man, fuck all that shit.
He'd be running from the feelings. He'd be running from the feelings.
Yeah, I'm just like, spill the tea.
Yeah, I mean, but I do have a lot of. I do have a lot of.
Last time, like, hey, bro, you need a hug.
Like, you're right though. I do have a lot of empathy, right, for a lot of things, because I understand, right? I really understand. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like the people that like I've attracted, has always been, they're either very open and submissive, or they're very, like, you know what I mean, head driven, and you know what I mean, like, in that sense, and they just haven't met someone to kind of like show them like, yo, you really don't have to do all that. like you really can chill. Like you really can be in.
Definitely need to be with someone who's super duper sensitive and who's super duper is just like whatever you say, Biz, whatever you gotta.
No,
Cause
well, I
you
get
be
you.
having some
I get you.
wild out like ideas, and it's got to be a woman who's kind of like, hey, he is what it is.
No, it's not that.
He looks like he'll get bored of that.
Yeah, but
it's not
can
that.
you imagine him being with somebody fiery who don't agree with him? Imagine us going over to their house for dinner. We'd be like, oh my God.
It would be interesting.
Nah, bro, you guys have no idea, man. It's a gangster up in that house, man. Like, I've had my battles, right? I just know that sometimes you got to be able to say, man, like you got to see the bigger picture, and a lot of time it's just coming from a place of experience and what you've seen and what you've been taught, right? And men don't grow like that sometimes. Like a lot of men grow through seeing other men. Like if we want to say now, me personally, now this is my own hypothetical opinion, right? I grew seeing other men, like grew up seeing how other men operate. Okay, I want to be like that. I want to pick that in my life. Okay, cool. I like that. I like how he treats his wife. I like, okay, cool. They have a great relationship and they're still together. These are couples that are still fucking together, right? So I look at that as a result of that's what I like, right? And he's going to tell me like, yeah, there's some things, but you still have to stand on your twos, but there's some things you can't do that your wife had to just really know that you're that rock. Right. And there's just certain things that some people may not understand that and see that type of level, or seeing a couple be married for 70 years and being raised by that couple. Right. And see how they operate. And I seen the woman run the house like blah, 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 blah. And I see my grandfather a lot of times just kind of like beta up a little bit. And I'm like, dude, like, which is fine. I guess it worked, It just showed me how she was more fit for that type of man at that time, because the women were like different back then. What we talking 20s and the 40s and 50s and shit. But now, it's a little different. Ladies, y'all gang now, Y'all throwing elbows at niggas. So I just don't throw no elbows back. I just get out the room. And they said, what? Let's see who bids a track. I don't try. It's cool peoples, man. It's cool peoples. He can't talk to spit now. Ms.Cat for the win. hey, man. Ain't nobody. I mean, hey, man. Ms.Cat already beat me up before. She already beat me up about it. But what I mean. I definitely understand how people feel. Man, how you switch up so fast, Biz. Biz don't want to get beat up. Nah, I don't want to get beat up, man. Ms.Cat, she got them paws. She stick them paws on you. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get beat up, but I have to kind of like when
you're gonna get them claws out.
You know what I mean? When I'm speaking like if I'm speaking hypothetically or opinionated, then that's me coming personal experience. So I can only speak for. But when it's factual shit, I'm like when this on a general scale, majority, like the majority. I don't look at the exception, because that's just like we could talk about that shit all fucking day. They make stories off the exception, and people think the exception is reality. Like, no, that's not reality. And that's where people got it twisted. They think the perception is reality of what they see on TV. Like those are exceptional stories or something, shit like that. He's a runner. He's a track star. I'm chilling, man. I'm just showing y'all that people that just to judge a man, how you want to judge him is cool when you know that you're going to be good for the rest of your life. Other than that, have a conversation, ladies. You know what I mean? I know y'all picky. I know Miss Gabby, he gotta have like a Beamer. He gotta be able to have a Beamer. And then I know
pickup truck is cool.
A Ford. What would be your ideal guy, Miss Gabby? What would be your ideal guy?
Honestly, with me, someone that can make me laugh, and that makes me feel protected. It's like, it's not something like look wise. I gave up on that a long time ago. It's like I don't go based off of looks anymore. Back then, yeah, the first thing you would look at was like, oh, how does he look? How does he do this?
So he could be butt ugly.
Calm down now. You going too far. She didn't say that.
Maybe not necessarily butt ugly.
He can be
but
slightly ugly, right?
Slightly
Butt
ugly is
ugly.
okay.
Hey,
as long as he has all his teeth.
Yeah, but as men get older, honey, they ain't gonna have all their teeth.
It's okay. I work at a dental office.
I mean,
I got this.
well, I was about to say, as long as they got something in the holes.
Hey, she ain't. Hey, she go. Hey, she get older. She gonna get wrinkled.
Be like, nah, bro, you gotta go to the dentist. It's not nah.
Yeah.
Hey, as she get older, she gonna get little wrinkles.
Every 6 months.
It's all right. You gonna get a little wrinkle when you get older. It's all right.
That's fine. I ain't scared.
It'll match up. It all match up well. So cool. We grow old together. What would be the height?
Fine. There's nothing wrong with growing old together.
That's right.
Now, assuming that you're not gonna grow old, that's the bad part about it.
Ooh, because that means you died like Tupac.
So, what would you say? What height would it be? Give me a height. What would you prefer? Like your ideal height? 6'2", 6'7"?
Not necessarily.
Ms.Cat said,
at least 5'8". At least 5'8", so I can wear heels. I'm
oh my gosh, you're so
little.
She's
I'm
like
5'5", so I'm good.
Okay.
You're petite, huh?
Okay, she like average height.
No, honestly, I'm not a petite female. So I'm not I'm short, but I'm not petite.
No, short means that means petite, right? Like short people, or I guess
no.
That means dwarf.
Petite. When I hear petite, at least in my mindset, I picture like someone really short and super tiny, like skinny.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, no.
She's like, I'm a thickums.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're little, so guys like little women, actually. Like short girls, right? Yeah, I'll be liking them.
Yeah,
like
my little brother says. My little brother says, he's like, oh, it's because they like their little keychains.
Yeah, I'm like Amazon, dude. Y'all intimidated.
Oh man.
Well, my little brother, he's almost 6 feet, and his girl's 5 feet. Yeah, my other brother, he's about 5'10", and his girl's about 5'8", 5'9". So
okay,
it's different with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. How tall are you, Ms.Cat?
I'm tall. So I can't do no 6'1" or 5'9" and all that. Mm-mm.
Are you what? How tall are you? Like 6'2"? Huh? You like? Are you 6'2"?
No, 6'3". But I'm tall. I'm model tall. Like think of
like
Tyra Banks.
7'4", 7'5". 6
with heels on. I'm like 6'1", so I gotta have a guy who's like 6'3" and up. It can't be no options unless he's very, 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 very fine, and he got all the other things checked off. You gotta
see, that tall ass female, the one that's like 7 feet. I think her husband's like 5'7", 5'8".
I couldn't go under 5'8". 5'8" I could do because when you don't have heels on, he's not that bad. But like in pictures,
and she wears heels.
Your boob, that is not the business. Can't do it.
Oh, and you know how you were asking me about Brian McKnight?
Mm-hmm.
So his actual biological kids, he dogs them out. He doesn't claim his actual kids, but his stepkids, he claims them like they're his. Like he's always posting like inspirational stuff about them.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, girl, no. He's not a good legacy man for his actual kids. Like good. his kids, his sons actually raised his daughter, so they see the brothers as the parents instead of the dad.
You are not 7'2", lies.
Man, get up out of here, man. Don't blame my height like that. Don't blame my height like that.
It says Ms.Cat Tyra Banks is 5'10". I know. I'm like an inch shorter than her.
I'm like 5'7". 5'7".
You said 5'7". You
Hey,
sound straight
is
from
it
Alabama.
5'7",
Bro, I
No, I'm like
5'7", or
5'5".
5'7", or 5'7"? Because
was
female
Nah, I'm
5'7" is
5'10".
different than guy 5'7".
I was like,
Nah, I'm 5'10".
what, bro, speak up, bro. I can't hear you. All right,
He said, I'm 5'7" and a
I
half.
said, I saw that shit on the video. 5'7". Nah, I'm
Yes,
5'10".
it's funny though, because you know when you
Me and Tyra Banks the same height. Damn, tall motherfucker.
she's very tall. She's very
Yeah,
tall. Well,
yeah. Tyra Banks got me. I'm like, damn, why you, man? No, with heels, she's 6'2". So I was like,
that's what I'm
God,
saying. She's tall, like very tall, because she wears heels a lot, and I'm like,
baby,
I hate wearing heels.
how you doing?
I don't like feeling like I'm the Amazon in the room.
Yeah, because my little sister, she's 5'10",
It's smooth. I'll show
5'11".
you.
And when she wears heels, I'm like, nah, can y'all sit down?
I'm 5'3", fool.
You're 5'3". Stop lying.
That nigga taller than
He
me.
ain't no 5'3". He ain't no 5'3".
5'3".
That's like Kevin Hart size.
He ain't
Kevin
no
Hart's
5'3". You know he lying.
Kevin Hart is very short. He's like 5'5", maybe.
I'm
No,
6'.
he's shorter than that.
He's very short. I went to his birthday party like 15 years ago, and he was like so little. I was just like, oh my gosh.
That's funny. That nigga said how short.
But he's nice.
I'm 6 feet.
He's nice. You know,
Mhm.
does he look good in person? Would you ever take him out on a date?
Attractive. No, I wouldn't date Kevin Hart.
Come on, man. Why y'all be capping?
No, I'm just not wouldn't date him. He's not dateable material for me.
It doesn't help when you smile too. Then you smirk like y'all did a little smirk like nah.
No, I'm just saying some guys, personality wise, I just wouldn't date them. That doesn't mean they're not a good person. I just know like I couldn't live under the same roof.
Okay. Because he's too short. Is it the height?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
be
you
dating
dunk
now
on him.
kiss my dude.
En la
That's
cama
not
se
going to happen.
emparejan.
Huh?
Ms.Cat go dunk on him.
Wait, what
said,
she say?
so whenever they see someone that's with a short one, they say in the bed you become the same height.
No, not when they're that short. You really don't, because the body parts don't meet up the
I
same.
know, I'm
Yeah,
playing.
like people say that, but that's
That's
awful. Can you imagine if you're like, no, you don't meet up. It doesn't work that way.
You don't meet up at the same height?
No, because if that person's 5'5" and you're 6 foot and you're laying next to each other, you're not going to be meeting up.
But
Body
Ms.
parts
Cat,
don't always.
they elbow look they
You might be
knees would
holding
be
his
at the hip.
head.
The knees would be at the hip. Because like they bottom toe would be at your knees, like their feet would be at your knees, so it'll be okay.
I'm saying that's just off just thinking about it. But
Did that feel weird? Does it feel weird?
Maria,
him.
how tall are you?
You gotta give him a chance.
Yeah, they're asking on the comments.
This cat.
Oh, I was like, who's Maria?
Before you go, Ms. Cat,
Maria.
would you, Ms. Cat, before you go, would you say, okay, he got to be 6'3"? Can he be about 250? A good 250. What would be a good size?
Anywhere between a 32 and 38 waist. Anything past a 38, I'm probably not.
That's very church, Ms. Cat. That's
What?
very church.
32 to 38. That's a good range.
No, but that's church.
What do
That's
you
a
mean church?
very good, like, because ain't no dudes gonna be like, I wear large, medium, like the average.
No. I don't
You
go by
talking
large. I go by what is your waist size? If he says 40, 42, I'm already knowing like, okay, if this guy ain't a muscle dude, he is fat to me. Because 38 is like my max where I'm like,
What if he's?
That's not necessarily true, Ms. Cat, because I've known family members that are 38 and you would not assume that they're 38. They're
no,
just
38
built.
still in the range. I'll do 38. But once you hit past that, I'm like, how tall
What
are
if
you?
he is?
If he say
Okay.
he's 5'6" and he 40 waist, that's a no-go. It's a no-go. I'm just saying if we're going off of just weight and not personality and nothing else, and that's all I have to go off of, I'm like,
I think she's
nah.
on the same level how we were saying the other day that he can't have man boobs. In other words,
I'm just saying, if you 5'6" and you got a 40 waist, like you need to be in the gym.
That's a no-go.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, you can't be that like judgmental. What I'm saying though is, if I only have to go off of weight,
discrimination.
I love all you thickums. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if I'm going off of nothing else but your weight, not your personality, not your character, just your weight, that's not what I would find as attractive as
Damn.
See, Maria, you're super tiny. She's petite.
She's 4'11". Oh,
That's
whoa.
little.
She's petite.
That's widow.
Guys like little girls though.
That's a widow.
But yeah, you gotta have a range, guys. If a guy is a 29 waist, that's crack size. Like, no. Seriously, you've seen guys with the 29 waist, they don't have no butt, they don't have no nothing. It's like really.
I don't know, Ms.Cat. I'm not even looking at her, Ms.Cat. I don't.
She want a little bit in the back.
Drastic. I just
There's
asked.
nothing in the back. If you're
She
29
needs to feel a little bit in the back.
there ain't nothing to hold on to.
I am so sorry that I even opening that up. Okay, I just asked a simple question.
You shouldn't have asked that question, bro.
I see. Ladies know what they want.
I'm just saying there's a large range, though. We give a lot more range than y'all do.
Why do you think a lot of females like soccer players and football players? Because the uniform looks on point.
And
I mean, all athletes, their bodies are usually on point.
That's true. Rugby players?
Well, I don't know about rugby, but
it's similar to football, so it's it's a mixture of football and soccer together. So
that's what I'm saying. Last week they asked, I said, go out to do something athletic on a first date, because if a man is not athletic, he don't have no kind of, he don't like to hike, he don't like to go do nothing. You already know, like, he's heading towards a 42 waist.
Shit, you're taking me on a hike. I'm gonna have to be like, give me a break, give me a break, give me a break.
But I'm saying, if the guy's like into shape and fitness and whatnot, if he don't want to go do nothing like that, you'd be like,
girl, okay. If I go on a hike or stuff like that, I'm taking binoculars and I'm gonna make it seem like I'm looking at birds, because girl, I'm gonna be dead. I'm like, look at the pretty bird. I need a break.
Mr. Get Bad said, Gabby a freak. Marie, like, what's up, Miss Heavenly? How you doing? So now we know that he has to be a 34 or 43 or what.
Did I say? I said between 32 and 38. That's kind of the range. Anything outside of that, you got big question marks.
Ms.Cat, let's just say he a 37 and a half, okay?
No such pant size, but
hi, Ada.
I know, but Ms.Cat, you just gave me. I don't understand. I don't know that. Like, I don't know what to know. I have to.
You don't know your pant waist size
already. She don't want no man
boobies. Can you give me one number, Ms.Cat? I need one number.
34, 36. Like that.
Okay, 36. Let's just go with 36. All right. 6'2", 36. Athletic, and he loves to go out.
Well, wait. Loves to go out?
Oh shit.
Red flag.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
Red flag.
Pump your brakes.
She threw it up. Biz, you better not say the nigga rap. He ain't no nothing, no entertainment.
He likes to go out to museums, Cat.
Yeah, I'm like, likes to go out. Wait a minute. Now, we
Restaurant,
one of them street dudes? No.
Amusement parks.
Well, people say, I like to go out. You'd be like, okay. Or they go, oh, do you smoke? And then you'd be like, well, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. So I'm.
There's some smoking is smoking.
So let's just say he likes to go out to
no.
museums and poetry, right? And drink wine at the gallery. At the wine cellar.
At the gallery.
I'm not that stringent.
At the gallery. On
At the gallery.
Oh, Melrose.
No, at the was it at the at the what's the at the Catalina wine mixer. All right.
There we go.
Nah, you go to the Malibu wine safari, okay?
Oh, Malibu. Okay, so Ms.Cat, he 38, 36. I mean, whatever. Okay, he one of those numbers in the waist, and he's 6'2", and he likes wine. Would that be a suitable guy that you would love to take on? Oh, and his occupation. His occupation. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
He's a doctor.
No, he's not a doctor.
No, he would have to be a lawyer.
He's better than that. He's better than that.
We waiting.
He's the owner of a pest control company.
He was very specific. Like, come on.
He's the owner. And he goes to church on Sundays.
All you ladies out there,
Ms.Cat.
all the other stuff. At the end of the day, real talk, get a man who loves God. All the other stuff will work itself out. If he's short, tall, white, black. Just
Hey, they make money. Look, they laughing, they cracking up.
Hey, my homegirl used to work for a pest company. They make money.
I was about to say
Trust me,
they
she
do make
knows.
good money if you have your own
They
pest
make good
control
money.
company.
This cat, he's the size you want. He's the waist size you want. He's attractive and he makes money. His title, he's the owner of a pest control company.
I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, I'm Miss Bugsy. And so what's up? Like, that's not. He's doing better than most dudes who working for somebody else. He learned to work for himself.
Did you say I mix Bugsy?
I mean, I'm just saying.
She's Miss Kitty now.
Dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
You mean? Pest control. Ms.Cat, it was just
Anybody who owns their own business, it's the principle is you should be looking at a woman should be looking at this man knows how to create something.
That's right.
And that's valuable.
That's right. That's right.
If he tells you
Right
he has his own ice cream truck company, you can build something with that guy because you can get 15 of those and have people work for you, and he ain't never got to do no ice cream truck again. He's got workers working for him. Y'all living up on the hill.
Come on, preach. There you go. There you go. You come in and you enhance the company. You know what I mean? You chop. That's right. That's how you get them, Ms.Cat. Now you're gonna have all the niggas like, hey, Women's Cat, what's your number, bro?
Like we doing pest control in every city.
We're gonna have it like McDonald's in every block.
We just think some woman probably clown McDonald's. Like, you're gonna start a burger stand. Are you crazy? And now look.
Right. And I think
pizzas, baby. We're gonna call it Pizza Hut. Yeah, right.
With Little Caesars.
I'm just saying, think about it. Some dude sat there and said that, like, I'm gonna make pizzas and I'm gonna call it pizza. And she was like, George, sit down and shut up. We're not doing no Pizza Hut.
And then he ended up making Pizza Hut, leaving her ass, and now he now he's sitting on everything. Fucking all the bitches. He could have been fucking what? He could have been fucking what?
You know what's crazy?
Now he fucking all the bitches.
No, but you know what's crazy is a man with a vision is much more attractive than a fine guy with no vision. I hate to say it. It's just that's attractive when a guy's like, look, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. You'd be like, hold on.
Okay. So that goes back to what I said earlier. A woman should be into the man's vision. She should be into the man vision.
I
She's
agree.
like marry the legacy, not the man. And most women don't do that. They don't marry the legacy. They like, oh no, he don't look like this.
That's because they're not asking the right questions.
He don't look like this and that. He don't got this money and that money. It's like, come on.
Why they gotta sound like ducks? Like, no.
What's up, Ro Milton?
Hi.
How you doing, Ro
Hi.
Milton?
What up? What up? Gang, gang.
But
You skipped over the comment from somebody who said she's right. Thank you, Maria. I know I am.
No, I did not.
she was talking about how you was spitting game earlier, and you was talking about that real shit, and it goes back to being into the man's career and marrying the legacy instead of marrying the man. But a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about that. Y'all won't marry the motherfucker Alexis.
No, not all women would. If she's smart,
Not
she's gonna be
necessarily. It's just like we were telling you last time. Sometimes
Talking about the majority,
you know,
we can't talk about the exceptions. We gotta talk the majority of the scale.
yeah,
I
but we're
love
talking
y'all.
about these females right here, right now.
Okay. My bad. All right. She says, Heavenly says, but that's because they don't have the same vision. I know, yeah. But like, yeah, Ms.Cat nailed it. You know what I mean? Get with the nigga vision. And if
Wait
you
a
don't
minute.
like
Wait. What does she mean by they don't have the same vision? You need to explain yourself because the man's supposed to have the vision and you're supposed to support his vision. Now, if you get with a man who doesn't have a vision and you do have a vision, you've got to see if he's going to buy into your vision to support you. But you shouldn't be getting with a guy.
You shouldn't want to have to do that. You shouldn't
True, but
want
I think some men don't have a vision. And that's okay.
Right. You should wait until that man has a vision to be able to pursue.
No, because some men may never have one, Biz. There's some men who ain't entrepreneurs or some men who don't have a vision.
That's why they say that a lot of females plant seeds in guys' minds and then they let them flourish.
Correct.
Because of the fact, but you know, it does backfire on a lot of females.
Hold on, let me see.
Unfortunately,
let me tell y'all this.
You know, they plant seeds and the guy ends up doing it, and then he dogs her out and be like, "Oh, you didn't help me with nothing, bro. I helped you plant that vision, helped you water it, and then you
gave it to Miss Silly down the street that ain't gave you no water.
Gave it to Miss Becky without the water.
Gave it to Becky with the good hair.
It just, you know, it's just the way Becky rubbed these balls was just different.
Anyway.
I ain't never had my balls rubbed like that.
No, but ladies, like you, whoever Heavenly, you said you have a different, the same vision. You don't necessarily have to have the same vision as your man. You're supposed to support his vision. As long as it's morally sound, you should be his helpmate, right? And that's how you'll get what you want, because if you help him fulfill whatever, he should love you enough to say, okay, what is it that you want to do?
Love you enough. Hold on. Let me Ms.Cat, you right, but let me tell y'all, that nigga will. He will love you enough. Think about this. Motherfucking Jeff Bezos and his, ex-wife, whatever. That lady, such a great example. This is such a great example. Coretta Scott's another one. Such a great example, right? These women, multiples of women have done this, right? I'm not saying that these are only women, but just so we see color is not the issue. One is a black woman, Coretta Scott, I mentioned, and also Jeff Bezos' wife, right? But this woman, we like when they had the whole divorce or whatever, Coretta Scott, they didn't have one. But when Jeff Bezos' family had a, divorce, she walked away with, I think, what was it, like $50-some billion? $50-some billion. But she helped, like she was in it though. She was
probably was like the CFO or vice president of the company.
I'm telling you, she was working that thing. She was all in the company. She was moving. She received, like, I think, a couple shares from the company when they sold, and Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man.
But that's how it's supposed to be if you're building with your man. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You good. It's not so. Yeah, I'm white. I'm white. Is that okay to listen? You're all good, Romeo.
What does that mean?
What?
She said, "I'm white, but I'm here to live." What does that mean? We don't
Everyone can listen. We give a fair chance to everyone to listen to us. Trust me. It's
And
not just
chime
black
in,
and
girl. We need to
Mexicans
hear from
here.
you.
Everyone can listen.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look, you're white. We need to really hear from you. What you feel like?
Yeah, we do need a white person's opinion here.
But I definitely, you know what I mean? I that's how I'm seeing it, you know what I mean? I really see it, whether we want to look at it at a race issue, it's not a race issue, it's just a work ethic issue. And Jeff Bezos' wife put in that, you know, work that way she had a big buy. Okay, cool. He made it cheated, he made it did this or whatever the case may be. I get it, cool. I get it. I ain't gonna take that from y'all, right? But she still got something out of it. She was still able to walk wide because marriage is a business. It is not a relationship. It's a business.
I don't agree with that statement.
Relationships is what we have, but this marriage stuff, because if we don't want to be together, what gets broken down? What gets broken down?
I just have to
If
say
we don't want to, if you decide that you don't want to be with me, what?
My hand is up.
Thank you. There's a divorce happen, and what do they break up? The actual finances and the assets.
My turn. Marriage is not a business.
Yes, ma'am.
Marriage is not a business. So everybody, let's correct him. Marriage is a covenant before God.
Yeah, but he didn't tell us to get the paper.
So anything else you're hearing out in the world about what the world says marriage is, the Bible says marriage is a covenant between God, you, and that person. There's 3 people involved in your relationship. It is not a business. It is a covenant.
Sorry, Kat, give me 1 second. You don't have to worry about stepping on anyone's toes. Everyone is grown here, and we value everyone's opinion, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Not a contract. So you don't want to marry somebody just because they making money or you gonna make money with them. That's not
Another Canadian family. Oh, there you go, Maria. Canadian family right there. We got another Canadian native in the building.
Roos. Oh, cool.
But I just don't see. I think if a woman is going to be with someone, marry the vision. Like we were talking earlier. That's why I was going back to earlier. Marry the vision. Marry be into him like you're into what he does. You're into everything that's what I'm talking about. She has to be that invested into him for that to become that. And look at Coretta Scott. I mean, all like what?
But Coretta Scott got a dog. Give us another example. Use Michelle Obama.
Whether you want to talk about nigga, Jeff Bezos' wife. She got dog too. All the other wife probably got dog. I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying use Michelle Obama so we can at least have a positive vibe as women. Because me and Gabby on here like, wait,
whether you want to like it or not, Michelle Obama got dog. Michelle Obama. You mean to tell me Obama didn't get no coochie on the side?
We ain't heard about it.
Cause
I can't put that on that man. As far as I know, he was a faithful black president. The only one that was faithful. That's all I know. I don't want to hear nothing else.
The narrative is strong. It's branded. It's branded.
I'm just saying though, have you heard anything that I heard?
It's just like with Ludacris. With Ludacris, you never have heard that he's cheated on his wife.
Ludacris?
Yeah. They haven't, in media, you haven't heard about it.
You said Ludacris?
In media, you have not heard of it.
You said Ludacris.
I'm pretty sure at some point or another, he probably did.
Gabby, you ruined it. I was like, I was all for you. And he was like, no, he probably cheated. I'm like, oh.
Realistically speaking,
we're trying to find dudes that are decent.
I've seen shit with people that are in the business that, it's hard to, unless he's 100% into you, then yes, but it's so tricky.
I know, but I have to believe that there's a guy out there who is not like all men don't cheat. I'm sorry. Like, I don't believe that. I just don't. So.
I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. There has not been any,
rumors,
alleged kids out there or anything like that I've heard when it comes to Ludacris. When it comes to apparently Ice Cube too.
You know who else?
All of them.
Where's Chestnut? I never heard nothing bad about him. He's been married for a long time. He,
That's because we don't see it. We don't know. We don't see it. I'm just telling you straight facts.
Could it be we don't see it because he's not doing it? Maybe he actually is like, hey, I love my wife and I love God and I love this whole thing we got going on and I ain't messing with nobody if it's my last breath.
Romanton, our topics change by the minute, so we talk about everything and everything in a minute. So good luck on figuring it out.
Look, he said Ludacris said himself that he cheated.
Who? Oh, she said. Gabby said Ludacris. I was just trying to rock with her, and then at the end, she just blew it. I was like, oh man.
Ludacris is definitely, he got hoes in different area codes. He has a song about it. You mean to tell me a nigga that has a song about it is not gonna be the nigga?
I didn't say he didn't do it. I said, I haven't heard anything in the media about it. If he said it himself, then by all means, that's what he said, and that's what it is.
Well, I get my example. Morris Chestnut. And don't y'all be trying to throw him up under the bus because Morris Chestnut ain't heard. I ain't heard nothing bad about him. Don't say nothing.
Okay, hey,
I already destroyed her vision about Brian McKnight. I ain't going there no more.
Walt, hey, Walt, what? Let's see. What is what's Morris Chestnut? I know Morris Chestnut.
Don't y'all dare bring that negative. I don't even want to hear it.
I already said something bad about Brian McKnight. Let's not destroy her night today. Let's not start off her morning in a bad tone.
Exactly. I'm like, I love me some Morris. He ain't done nothing to nobody.
Hey, Morris Chestnut. He ain't done nothing to nobody. See? He's a good guy.
Okay.
But I know Morris Chestnut definitely was, you know what I mean? He was getting that nut off. You know what I mean? It was definitely, you know what I mean? Come on.
I'm just saying the people you never hear about is probably the good dudes. You don't never hear about him doing no dirt.
He said, never heard about cheating. Oh, Remy Ma and Papoose. Well, for one, Remy Ma, Papoose ain't stupid to cheat on Remy Ma.
Remy Ma will whoop his ass.
Remy Ma is way too. I ain't gonna lie. That's one beautiful black woman right there, boy. I tell you what.
But you can tell her husband loves her dearly.
Yeah, he ain't stupid to cheat on. She'll blow that nigga brains.
And he protects her. That's what's so powerful about that. He protects her, and he ain't famous and rich.
He is.
Well,
nigga famous and rich.
He wasn't famous before getting with her. Nobody knew who he was.
Who? Papoose?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Oh, girl.
You know, but you know who Remy Ma is, right?
No, I know her. I'm saying nobody know who he was. Like he was just a regular guy, I thought. So she got with a regular guy who loved her.
No.
Okay, well, who is he?
He ain't no regular dude.
Okay, what is he? A DJ or something? I don't know who
rapper. He is. He's a huge, dope, big time rapper.
Oh, I ain't never heard that one.
This nigga got bars.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't listen to rap like that. So
yeah, no, he's really good.
Yeah, he was famous before Remy Ma.
Well, what happened? Just retired from rap because I ain't heard one rap song.
Put his career on the line for his wife.
Aww, that makes
okay. Now he cool now. Okay.
I'm just saying I don't know him.
No, look up his music. He's really good. I think you would like him.
I ain't really into rap like that.
Yeah, he has the lyrics.
No, not if they're cussing every other word. I don't want to be listening to somebody cussing me out on my way to work. That's not attractive to me.
It ain't gonna be like that. It ain't gonna be cussing you out like that.
No, but I'm saying some rap songs, they don't have no meat to them. They're just cussing and talking bad about women and dogging people and talking about killing people. That's not feed my brain what I need to be regurgitating out to the world. So,
Cat, you listen to Christian songs all day?
No, I listen to positive music.
What is positive music?
Like
the Lord is going to help us. And send us all away.
No, positive stuff that feeds your mind and body and soul so that you give that out to people. Because what you put in your head is what comes out. So, yeah, positive stuff.
You say, It's just an example of what I've been told. I guess you was talking about the issue earlier. What we was talking about earlier. I'm just tripping about your gospel records. You know what I mean? I know you be having some bangers. The Lord is going to help us.
Oh yeah, bro. Your boy, yeah, he did what we was talking about on the show the other night and took care of a child that wasn't his, big dog.
Huh? You
remember when we was talking about that one? When we had a show, we was talking about men that be taking care of kids that ain't theirs and all that.
Who's that?
Morris Chestnut.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he
stopped. No, he cut all that shit out though. He stopped all that because that's when he found out
See, I thought you were gonna give a good story. You tried to dog him.
No, I can't find nothing on this thing.
Thank you. You can't find nothing negative. Thank you.
But I was just like, oh shit, we were just talking about this. Yeah, he was taking care of a little nigga. You feel me, for a minute. He found out it wasn't his, and he said bye.
That's wrong.
And he was talking about it was with a chick that he had a one night stand with.
Was that during marriage or before?
During.
I ain't heard that.
During this long. Oh,
I ain't heard that. Lies.
Ms.Cat, you want me to download this video? You know I'm like the sharpshooter back here. I'm fast.
If I see him in an interview saying that he cheated on his wife, I'll believe it. But if it's anybody else talking, lies.
No, it's bro. It was an interview on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-mm. I can't believe it.
You gotta turn. I can't hear you, bro.
Go play it.
Oh,
Are you gonna play it?
No.
See, I told you he was lying.
No, I'm not lying. Hold on. All right.
He says, "Walt says hi, Walt."
Rap about killing and stealing, and
I'm
they're
hurting her feelings today with that one. Don't do it.
He ain't gonna bring up no video because he ain't no cheater. A lot of rap songs don't even cuss. So I like those songs. I don't think all rap songs cuss, but a lot of them I've heard, they're not my cup of tea. Like I get offended. Like if you play something and you can't play it around your grandmother, why are you listening to it? That's how I look at stuff. Like if I'm like, ooh, like this, I just, why even play it? Like I should be able to play it with my kids in the car, with my grandparents in the car.
No, Ms.Cat, you take another win. I seen you've been winning tonight. You gonna take another win because yeah, he said he was 17.
Thank you. Yay!
Ms.Cat for the win again. Whatever. Oh, bro said this was before he got married.
See, I told you Morris is a good guy.
That he smashed the chick. Then they got pregnant. Then he took care of it. And he found out it wasn't hers. And then he got on. And the person he got on with is the person he's married with right now.
I think the only thing that I've heard from him actually say is that since he has a good woman, he is not stepping out of his marriage because of the fact that he has a good woman.
Amen.
Yeah,
and that's what we want to hear more men saying.
There's nothing but positive shit about bro.
Thank you. I see. I picked a good one, so we can mark Ludacris off and replace that with Morris. Thank you.
Yeah, Morris.
No more Brian McKnight for you, bro.
Where is that?
We're Xing him out, okay? We're Xing him out.
Somebody just put black men don't cheat. That's right. Black men don't cheat. Boys do.
Yeah, Morris Chestnut for the win for the night.
I'm trying to think of a rap song I know that doesn't have cussing in it.
My mama, that's crazy. I was just about to say that. I thought his camera was froze until I seen him moving.
I know he's over there stuck.
What? He probably trying to look up something bad about Morris, but it ain't gonna work.
Nah, Morris Chestnut said I've been married 27 years and I never cheated on my wife.
Oh God, that makes me cry. See, guys, all you men watching, be that kind of guy.
Yeah, good luck.
We're talking about men, not boys.
Correct.
And he got blue balls for the rest of his life.
Mark.
Not necessarily, because if you got the right one, you ain't gonna have blue balls ever.
Correct.
Yes, Lord.
And can y'all name a song, a rap song that doesn't have cussing in it? Because Walt claims that there's a whole bunch of them.
What? Some rap songs with no cussing in it?
The only song I know is "Summertime" by Will Smith.
See, Ms.Cat. No, we got that. We got that above. Look, Ms.Cat, we got that above all from J Smooth. It ain't no cussing and none of that. We got Pro AM. Ain't no cussing in that. It's a lot of rappers out here that don't cuss in some of their music.
I wish they had more because you know what? They would sell a lot more CDs.
My mama, I ain't gonna lie. You right, Ms.Cat, because I like cuss. I'm trying to stop, but yeah.
You really should. Think about this, Jay.
It's been slowing down, Ms.Cat.
Jay, think about this. I'm trying to help you maximize your money. Think about if all your songs could be played at schools, at malls, at churches, you would be making a killing because you're saying something positive that everybody can listen to and relate to. And that's like, people don't think about that. Like, don't be gangster.
Morris Chestnut relationship is like 0.1% of Hollywood's successful marriages.
Stop it. He always got to find something negative. Like,
that's not negative. That's a great thing.
No, that's not. That's horrible. Only 1%.
No, it's 0.1%. It's like below 1%.
There's nothing positive in that.
That's positive.
Oh God.
Why did I open my Instagram and it went to Omarion talking about he can't be with just one female?
Who?
Omarion. I just sent you this.
Those people.
It's a lot of. I'm telling you, that's dude's nature. It's just more Chestnut,
He's a good person.
He had this. He been through those.
He only cheats on movies, bro. That's the only time he cheats.
Well, he's never done a sex scene in a movie. So, never.
I could tell why, because he's a Christian too, huh? He's a Christian too, huh?
Well, I mean, because you shouldn't be. I mean, there's not one movie that's came out that really needs to have a sex scene in it.
Is Morris Chestnut a Christian?
He probably is.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. Because he never really. You're right. I've never really seen him in sex scenes too.
No,
so it makes sense.
People are married, they're gonna honor their body on and off camera. Like, that's just it.
Because that would make sense of why everything would make sense.
Somebody said you need a hug.
Yeah, he is. Oh, okay, that would make sense. Okay, yeah, he's religious. He's a priest.
Shut up. We gotta help Jay though. We gotta help him. So Jay, here's my challenge to you: is to do a whole CD with zero profanity, and watch how you'll blow up.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to that, but I have been already working.
We're like, turn that weak shit off. Give me that bang, bang, bang.
No,
shoot it.
You can still have a solid song, and when you bless other people,
and then once you blow up,
room for your gift, and your gift will provide for you.
Who would give that gift, Ms.Cat?
God gives us gifts.
God gives us gift.
Yeah, but if He uses His
and
gift,
God gives us whips. God give us some, you know what I mean? Bring the bitches that was bad changes. I'm like, hey, boo that.
I'm trying to give you some nuggets. Okay. I'm trying to help you.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You want these women, these young girls and kids and
I don't.
To your music, make some clean stuff that you're gonna make a lot more money than these people is talking about. F these bees and women don't want to hear that.
That's how you know about it. So you listened to it before, huh?
Yeah, we turned it off quickly. Like, oh, did he just call me?
No, he called the girl he was talking to in the song a bitch. He didn't call you the bitch. You just supposed to feel.
Were you listening to it with your mom and your mom's in the car like, oh my God, what is it?
And my mom was like, man, that shit bang, nigga.
No.
And then I was walking like this.
Yeah, because she popped your mouth. But no, I'm serious. Think about all the songs that blew up that you hear in the mall all the time, like Summertime by Will Smith. Everybody's always going to jam to that because it's clean. It's a clean, fun song. Because I'm happy. That song, that was played everywhere.
And then who listen to it now?
Everybody still plays that song.
Crickets.
I'm happy.
A lot of them. Hey, I tell them to put this
everywhere in every country.
Yeah, motherfuckers get to death. My bad. Sorry. Ms.Cat, before you go, I want to know what you think about this.
Please, I hate this selective feminism that we hear on the left all the time, okay? Well, don't make this a feminism issue because it's not a feminism issue.
But it is,
when you're going out and attacking women, you're not, I'm not done, okay? When you're going out and attacking women, you are not a feminist. This is not defensible whatsoever. And you sit here and you say this because you care about mothers. The basis of this is that people are upset that illegal immigrants are being separated from their mothers. Why don't you refocus some of that energy to the black community? They've been having their families separated. In fact, it's subsidized in the black community. You appreciate single motherhood. You are giving more money to families for fatherless absence. So all of this selective fake outrage when you guys do not have the same defenses for the black community is really lost on me. And it's time's up on this altogether. I think the black community has had enough of you guys being selectively outraged for parents of illegal immigrants, but not for the parents of the black community who have been separated from their family for about 6 decades.
All right, and ladies, I just want to point out, ladies, I just want to point out, let's keep this civil.
Please,
What you think about that, Ms.Cat? Biz with that bullshit.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of Candace. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't. I mean, I ain't a big person, but like, she be winning me over, man.
Really? So are you a diehard
I
Republican?
agree with her, but there's a lot of things that I'm gonna
It's
have
not
to
like
say
a
that's a no-go with
diehard.
her.
It's not like
I
being
mean,
a
if you lean more
diehard.
towards Republican views, it's okay. It's not like
No, it's not about leaning towards Republican views. That had shit to do with Republican views. That had everything to do with how policies are moved and how policies are run. And when you look at how the community has run, whether all bad or inner city, I would say majority metropolitan cities are Democratic run, right? And a lot of them have kind of the highest rate of crime and shit like that, right? A lot of the areas are in poverty. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Republicans are better or whatever. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just looking at policies here. I'm just looking at policies, right? And
I mean, I agree with most. I believe in most Republican policies than I do Democrat policies. But her as a person, she's kind of. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know her as a person personally. I'm just saying the way she explains things sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. She's kind of.
It just, I mean, she's
kinda
not like
iffy. That's the thing, though. It's like if she were more consistent as far as actually protecting her black community that she talks about so much, then yes, I would understand
How?
it. But she
What would be a
talks
way of-
a lot of shit about a lot of African Americans, and
exactly.
Yeah.
as far as how they're uneducated, how they're not this, how they're not that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that as a person you could do to better yourself. Okay, you don't have the capability of doing this, but there's a library. You could go to the library and pick up a book and, teach yourself.
Yeah.
But how she makes it seem like everyone is just lazy and doesn't want to do shit, that's not the case for everyone. You get me? But
right. So I'm not gonna pick any fingers, and you're right. Like we all can get up and go to the library, right? And she, she said these resources are out here for people, so we black people be crying the blah blah. Let's build our own shit and let's get it together, right? But you have to look at what's triggering, what's provoking, right? Nobody's gonna listen if you're nice all fucking day, right? Mm-hmm. And what wakes people up is to see a woman who is Republican run, especially a black woman, and she kind of relates to Trump. She may not believe in Trump's racist card, but she'll believe in the views and the policies to get quote unquote black economy back off the foot. Now she's married to a white guy, right?
Well, that's still just because you're married to somebody.
Wait,
you're gonna rep their culture.
But you know how black people be. How you gonna talk about black values and you're married to you're married to a white guy, right? Because I've heard this. I'm telling you, I've heard all of this shit, right? But it still doesn't negate the fucking facts. It still doesn't.
That's a good conversation to have.
The facts, right?
No, that's a good topic to have, though. Can you still be pro-black but not be married to someone who's black? Because to me, that doesn't make any sense. Who you love has nothing to do with the race that you support. Like I can be with anybody. That doesn't mean I'm not going to stick up for black people. I shouldn't have to be boxed in to only date somebody my race to be that part. But you're right.
For example, with me, I get bashed because of the fact that I date outside of my race. You get me?
But you shouldn't.
Like I've gotten bashed because they're like, "Oh, you're over here defending black people because you date them." Okay, it's not defending them because they're black. I'm defending them because it's right or it's wrong. Correct. If I see that it's right, I'm going to agree with you. If I see that it's wrong, then I'm going to tell you the same thing.
Correct.
It's just like someone told me, like, oh, only black people got hung. No, you know that there was actually a black tree and a Hispanic tree. So they were both getting hung. I'm like, but it's on that end, it is talked about more when it comes to black people. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things.
I look at this. I saw this today. I think it's how much we know and how much we're willing to expose ourselves to. And whether we want to accept the truth or not, a lot of people aren't willing to expose themselves to the fucking truth. And I don't mean to say that so vulgar, but a lot of people aren't. Because when they think they know something, they're like, oh, well, that's the truth. And it's like, well, no, you got to go back. You got to see when things was created. Like Hitler. Right, I get it. Hitler was a foul dude. He was a mean motherfucker. Right, this guy is on the fucking most wanted list of most deadliest men. Right, but I saw some today and it made sense. Leopold killed 20 million Africans, and this nigga not even on the fucking most dangerous guy list. Well, why? Right. Mm-hmm. It makes you think about things of like, still to this day, I showed a fucking graph earlier. It showed all of the businesses of ethnic groups that were winning. White people were at the top. Asians were at the second. Latinos was third. And we were at the bottom, but not even hitting close. Our numbers were low.
And what does the Bible say, Biz? Last will be first, and the first will be last. Right, they ain't lying.
Y'all celebrate Hitler's birthday every year, though?
But I'm just saying, like, that just, whether we want to look at it, I mean, I get it, but whether we want to look at, you know what I mean, it just foul how we don't see real,
I have a question.
True. Like, I get everybody had their struggles, right? No, I get everybody had their struggles, right? Everybody
I have a question. Do you think critical race theory should be taught in school? I'm not talking about little kids, but should it be?
It's full of shit. I think that shit. We don't know what I saw a video. I posted that video on our fucking channel the other day, and I was, I had a conversation about it. I think it's full of shit.
What, critical race theory? You don't think that should be taught in schools?
What is critical race theory?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. But
what is it?
It's basically teaching kids about race and systematic racism and all kind of stuff, like how races work together and how think stereotypes and all kind of stuff, like stuff that kids don't really like. They have history class and that's it, right? But they don't really talk about race and exploring the different types of races and why some races are more privileged than the others and all that kind of stuff. It's a combination of different stuff.
What?
But what I will say to you is this.
No. Okay, go ahead.
Bottom, like when you were saying white people and Asian people and all that stuff, you have to understand Asian people, people who have came from other countries, they were given money and loans and grants to come here and start businesses. We were the only race of people that came here and wasn't given loans and given those type of opportunities to build stuff. And then when we did build businesses, they burned.
When you talk about critical race theory, you put that inside there too. You put that they all got reparations. The Jews got reparations. Indian reservations, they got reparations. Everybody got reparations, except for the ones that who didn't. Who?
We didn't.
So everybody got reparations except for the descendants of slaves that came out of slavery, right? And I get it. There's a whole big mishap where there were slaves that weren't people that weren't slaves and they were free. Well, there were people that was enslaved and slaves.
Well, whatever the case may be. There's a reason why we're at the bottom.
Wait, Ms.Cat. They figured that shit out with Jews. They figured all that shit out with Hispanics. They figured all that shit out with the Indians. They figured all that shit out. They figured all that shit out with the Sudans coming over here and setting up shop and all the other, you know what I mean? No hate. They figured it out. They was able to give them something to set them up in America to start their shit, to get their shit, to put them up on the ladder so they can be able to be a great force in the American society or in the American economy of wealth.
I don't know. There's a lot of theories and a lot of ideas that.
Where's your acre and the mule then? Your family never had it. Your family had to get out the mud.
Yeah, but instead of complaining about it, what Black people should do is together and build businesses just like Hispanic families do. They start businesses and they all work for each other and they live in the same home and they build wealth together and then they go buy homes and they do things together as a family, as a unit. And
I'm not knocking on that. I'm not knocking. No. You have to understand. Listen, I'm not knocking on their hustle. I'm not knocking on that. I'm not. See, that's when we start picking fingers. I'm not knocking on that. I'm just saying that they got theirs. And I'm like, cool.
We can get ours too if we learn to work together.
No, you can't get yours until you identify as an ethnic group. That was the biggest thing. Then they had to rule it down to a DNA thing, right? Until you identify as an ethnic group, Black, African, American, you can't be two continents, right? You cannot. You can't be a color. That's not an ethnic. That's a fucking color. Like. We don't understand that. When we look on the ethnic group card of jobs or whatever, that shit has an actual Hawaiian, Latino, Spanish countries or Spanish. You know what I mean?
Like, and then it's African American. So you're like, well, are you African? Are you a Black American? Or
you know what I mean? Like, so you're not technically an ethnic group, right? And how could we give reparations to? Like, that's another
descendants of slaves. I get it.
Right, but that's a whole like that's another deep science. I mean, that's another deep convo. But what I'm saying is,
well, those are things they talk about in critical race theory type.
No, they don't. Because that's what I'm telling you. If you're going to talk about, you're going to need to add all these other elements in there that shows that these people still ain't. So what does that really teach us? What are we really teaching the kids? If we're not going to teach them the history of real American truth, that it was built on Black backs. That's real American truth, and then transfer it over.
I'll be back.
And that's pure facts. It was built on our backs. White House, the lights, toothpaste, the gas mask, mics. Screens, like all this shit in America that we see, but it's always ripped from us, right? It's always ripped. You got the 1950 Black Wall Street, Then you had a gang of country. I mean, I'm sorry, gang of states that were over here, gang of cities that were over in Harlem, that was moving nice, thriving, right? Burned down, taken down systematically. In Watts, Marcus Garvey was out here moving ports, and I mean, and all of a sudden, they start taking resources out. All of it just like they just
Tossing
start
drugs in the communities.
Come on, man. So like
I
when
get
we
it.
look at that, that's a genocide upon its own people, right? To feed a Nicaraguan war or some shit like that. You could take that off of there. But like to feed a Nicaraguan war or some shit. Like that's some other shit, right? Ronald Reagan, the Reaganomics, that's what all that whole thing come in part, right? But I'm just showing you like the basis of like sometimes how we don't see it. And you can't be, I don't know. But she was speaking facts. So I be getting what she be talking about. Now, I don't agree with, I can't say I agree with everything, but like when we, like, you know what I mean? Like when a person is, I always look at a person as right. Like when you write Ms.Cat, I could be like, yeah, you write Ms.Cat. That is facts. I can't even like, say nothing about that because it's true. A lot, you know what I mean? Like you just got to give facts. And that's how I feel with Candace sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't want to be like, damn, but she's right about the left. You know what I mean? And if I had to choose anything, I'm not saying I'm like a super hardcore Republican, but I do agree with some of the things that Candace Owens, be saying sometimes, and that be hitting the black culture, black community. Now, when she had her views, like when she talks about trans and all of those, she be hitting some real points. You know what I mean? Like she be
I don't
talking.
follow her, so I don't know what her views are on that.
Well, it's just stuff that they'll play on YouTube. But
Why
people,
do you keep
thank y'all so much. Yeah, he keep putting that up. Ms.Cat,
It's time for us to go.
yeah, it is time for us to go. Thank y'all so much. We really appreciate y'all. Ms.Cat, you got anything you want to say before we go about Miss Ebony K. Williams and her bus driver issue?
Yeah, I would say my closing remarks on that would be allow people to be who they are. And if you want to, meet people where they are. If you don't, move on. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. At the end of the day, we got to embrace each other no matter what levels we are economically, educationally. We got to come together because we are a family regardless.
Yeah,
So
that's facts. And I am down with hiring and building more and helping more people out. And, I think that's probably like the biggest thing that I saw that probably was the problem. Just helping, people out more. And I don't mean to make it like the conversation so political. I mean, so fucking edgy sometimes, but I know I be having like to keep it entertaining sometimes because y'all be capping, fucking capping. But sorry, someone let my dogs out. Oh hell no!
it's okay.
But definitely, I would never deter someone from going at what they want in life, right? So if a woman wants a man who's an owner of a bus company, I can't, hey, you deserve what you want, right? If you're going for those things at your own way, right? But I can be realistic and say likely may not whatever, but that's not for me to say, right? I can't be talking about that. Biz, don't be bringing people's dreams down. But you gotta make motherfuckers see reality though. You know what I mean? Well, it could be their reality. Yeah, fuck all that, man. Like, come on, man. It's true facts, man. But I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button if you did not hit it already.
That's right.
I appreciate y'all. It's the Gas Mask Tribe TV podcast with Biz and Ms.Cat. I definitely appreciate the conversation. People just know that love is real and real is love. And men show that, and women just have honor and loyalty. Watch what's around you and keep your surroundings close. Gas Mask Tribe gang. We out of here, people.
Bye.
tend to try to paint it liquor each and every night. Because all she ever heard was like, raising in the dreams, don't know what it takes. Why? Cause her mama never taught her right. Charlie tend to try to paint it liquor each and every night. Because all she ever heard was like, raised on independence, don't know what it takes to be a star. Cause her mama never taught her right. Shawty tend to try to paint it liquor each and every night. She don't trust nobody